is good. Today I'm talking about the Alaska cruise I was able to be on this year in May. I was so lucky to be able to go on this cruise with my partner Kathy. And what I will cover is the things we did, the different foods on the ship, and also what experience we was having on shore. So what we will eat today is actually Alaska bear poop. I actually had a little bit difficulty to find things that I could buy and bring back here to Perth and make a video about. So I have found a bear poop earlier on the same vacation. I had to stop in Narita airport, so I'm comparing the bear poop against the traditional KitKat. But I would like to start with a cup of tea. This is the Brewer tea. Brewer tea is becoming to be my favorite tea. Yes, the Alaska cruise was sort of the start of our vacation, really, because before this we had been meeting up with Kathy's family, and we had stayed in Calgary, Canada, and I think we were with Kathy's parents for 10 days, and but it's actually good because we don't get the chance to spend much time with them, and so I am going to do this thing again here where I most probably will spill things, so I just put the chocos here on side. I so like this teapot. It's quite interesting. Okay, let's see if I can make it. Almost just. There's a little bit spilling, but not much. Yeah, I like to have a cup of tea because, it's been just so freezing cold. Okay, cheers. I made a little cheat sheet here, so I don't miss anything, because it's quite a lot of interesting details here. So we was flying from Calgary to Vancouver, and when you do that, you fly over the Rocky Mountains, and oh boy, that mountain range is so beautiful. I had no idea that it could be so nice. So start with the one called KitKat, blue blueberry cheesecake. This is the Mount Fuji version of a KitKat from Japan. If I can if I can open it, yeah. Well packaged, yeah. This is good. It's good. The Rocky Mountains. How can I explain? The Rocky Mountain is just a mountain range that high mountains and snow on the top. When I'm looking at that, those mountains, I just get so relaxed. So I took a lot of pictures from it. Because where I'm staying now, there is no mountain range like that. Here is more like a desert and beaches. So then in Vancouver we stayed in a bed and breakfast place that was actually an old wooden house. It was like a side street, and they're quite central in Vancouver, and we put our bags there, and then we just stay for one day. Went out and had a meal, and it was quite interesting because you can see the same thing in Calgary and Vancouver. You can see the mountains with the snow tops. When I'm seeing that, it is almost like I'm in a dreamland, like I'm kind of dreaming that, oh wow, this is like a picturesque. I mean, really nice. I really enjoyed. Well, might as well try one more of this. Fuji KitKat. There at the bed and breakfast place, we then had breakfast and we met interesting people there, like locals that was just staying a night there and traveling, or travelers, and no complaint, really nice. So then it was time to go to the ship, and the fun would start then. And here is my card here from Holland America line. The ship's name was Zaandam, and we had a nice cabin there. I think sort of deck 5. It was a little bit older ship. It wasn't that really brand new. It was a smaller ship too, And the advantage is when you take a smaller ship, to my understanding, when you go to Alaska, you can kind of go into places where those really, really big cruise ships can't go. And so the first stop we went was Juno. This was actually my third time to Alaska. I'm not any world traveler anyway like that. It's just because Kathy is from Canada, we kind of have gone on a couple of trips here after we seen her family. So with other cruise lines, this was sort of the first one we went with Holland America, and I must say I am really happy with them. And this was the place where we had these shore excursions. I think I will try this apple KitKat here when I'm talking about Juno. In Juno we went gold panning, and it was kind of really fun because they kind of had made it kind of like really tourist friendly, like this kind of undercover place, and then you had like water where you were just taking a bit sand, and that was already in the pan, and maybe you were panning them, and he was just kind of like having a little like a saucer that he was just doing this with, and we found 3 minuscule gold flakes. Yeah, so they kind of took those small mini gold flakes and put it in a little jar that we could get and take home with us, and that was fun. They was also talking about the history about the gold mining. And what was so interesting is that you could still see some of the. Did you hear that? There's one of these birds here that recorded their own voice. Yeah, so they was blasting rocks, and they was taking the rocks out from the mountain, and then they put them in this kind of crusher that was crushing and hitting them. But they could be really small grinds, and but they could separate the gold from it. Really effective.
Pads hitting that steel plate will bust your eardrums. These things are loud.
After this, they took us with bus into another place, and this was fascinating. I mean, really great. We got to go into one of these gold mines. I think we were a group about 15, and we were then we were getting in these hard hats, and we got these earplugs, and then the tour leader that was leading us into this mine here. He was actually one of the people that had worked there for, I don't know, 40 years. He had been working there for 40 years, and he was demonstrating some of the machines there that I think is like a blast drill or whatever do you say, but very effective, very loud but really effective.
Whichever one you want to call it. Okay, you can see it in the water. Now the miners were responsible for putting the rail down. They didn't have a crew that comes in and did it. The miners had to do it. Okay, and now. Okay. So with this mucker and a good tramming crew who would get me an empty, take my full car out, have me another one back in about 3 minutes, and that. How much rock did I say we had? Oh, come on, folks, you weren't listening?
Yeah, 1,200 tons.
1 ton?
Anybody over there?
32 yards.
Okay. 36.8 tons. Okay. Okay. Now, that 36.8 tons with this mucker would take me less than an hour to remove that 36.8 tons. Okay. So I'm going to show you how we do get rid of the rock.
He that was leading the tour there. He told a little bit about his personal life too. He said that he have 24 children. Yeah, 24 children. There was then one woman that asked him that how many times have he been married, and I think it was 4 or 5 times. Yeah, but it was interesting. It was a good tour. I really enjoyed it. Holland America had done a really good job there. Then on the ship, we didn't do so much activities. Actually, we was more like, I guess, just relaxing, eating, and I guess gaining weight. Because even though that Cassie's family is so nice and welcoming, intense socializing for many days can be quite tiring. So I departed and we went to Skagway. There are some movies about Skagway where, like, about part of the Klondike gold rush. So yes, we went to Skagway, and Skagway was just such an interesting place because we could see like the remnants of the old gold rush there. To my understanding, the people that made the most money from the gold rush was not always the people that were digging for gold. There were many times the people that actually sold the pickets and the shovels. And back then, the government of Alaska had put in a law that you have to have 1 year of food supplies when you go on this kind of trips, to prevent starvation there in the outback. And there is also this kind of train that you can take up in the mountain, but we sort of had done that train before, so we were only doing the touristy things, just walking around there, looking at the tourist shop, and there are so many shops there. They sort of have the golden jewelry, and then they had the t-shirts and everything, so this one is one of my favorite KitKats. Then this is the one that is the lemon one. Yeah. Oh, the sugar. Oh, this lemon KitKat is really one of my favorite ones. Yeah. It was easy just to walk around there in Skagway, where from one place to another. A lot of shops there, and also they had like their own little small red light district, but the next stop we was having, that was more famous for the red light district, and that was KitKat. It is not a big place at all. You come with the ship into KitKat, and then you just can walk to Creek Street. So Creek Street is where the quote-unquote action was. And I just put in here a few picture, and so you can imagine, like in Alaska, of course there were much bigger percentage of men than women. Men went there to do the gold mining and digging, and women there, they probably did like cooking or Or then there was like doing this, laundry and yeah. So we were just walking around there and we could see some of the how should I say, the indigenous Alaskan people there, and some of them hadn't really done that well, but they sort of have a social security network there that help people that are in need. One of the things I need to say that when I went into shops and so I found the prices were expensive. The reason, of course, is the transport up there to Alaska. It can come with not all the towns are accessible by road. Some of them are just accessible by ship, and so consequently, then the export and transport up there, it adds up. It becomes expensive, and to my understanding, Alaska was sold to United States in 1867 by Russia, and the price of the land cost then entire Alaskan islands $7.2 million, and in today's money, in 2025, that would be $133 million. But of course, this was before they discovered gold there. So, Alaska have a fantastic salmon production, and then they have gold, and then they have timber, and now also the tourism there. I think living in Alaska would be really nice if you would be like interested in nature and that, but I also think it would be quite expensive. Now we were departing from Skagway, and then we went into a place called Glacier Bay. This, by the way, is Lotte chocolate. Japanese green tea, so nice. Glacier Bay is basically a bay full with glaciers, and I took my both cameras with me, and I was shooting more pictures and more photos than I had ever in my whole life. Was incredible, beautiful, the glaciers, and because the ship was kind of small, or you could go a bit closer there, and staying there, and so I was out on the deck, and that was quite cold there, and you could also see wildlife on the tour, and I saw a few of those whales that jump like this.
ஃபீமேல் நினைக்கிறேன் ஒரே டெய்லா இருக்கு
Years ago, to visit me, we went whale watching, and that was really good because just out from Fremantle, you could see whales, and they came really next to the boat and dive, and not that the whale watching would not be worth it in Alaska, but I'm sorry, I'm a bit biased here. I actually think it's better back here at home. Yeah, you could see eagles flying over floor there, and the famous American bald eagle. It's sort of like, how would you say, majestic when they fly over you, and they can catch a salmon, and they just munching on it, and they don't pay any attention to you. Didn't see any bears. No bears. I have one more of these ones. It's I don't know, the tourist season is really like when it's sort of like spring, summer, autumn, when the winter come, it's just way too cold there. Yeah, there are these government employees that are living there in Alaska, but they get quite good pay, and I don't know if they sort of have government housing, but if you are not used to harshness and the cold and what a real winter can be, this can be a bit hard there in the winter, I would think. So yes, here we have it then. Alaska bird poop. Alaska bear poop. I'm sorry. 5 salmon landing chicken, chocolate panet peanuts, and its net is 4 ounces, 113 grams, and the cost is $9.95 US. So I really wanted to find something from Alaska, but different. A product of salmon, but to get it through the customs here in Australia would be really difficult. Like the customs in Australia is one of the strictest in the whole world. No wood, no meat, no seeds, no. Okay, let's have a look. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that there was package like this. Okay. Well. Okay, first ever Alaskan bear poop. It's good. Good, I like it. So we are in KitKat now, and after having a look at the Creek Street, we was just walking around a little bit, and we were having booked a ticket to the Lumberjack Show. The Lumberjack Show was the setup of the Lumberjack Show was really good there. I think they could have 2 or 3 shows a day, and they was bringing in like 200 people at once to the show, and there was like 2 teams. There was this United States team and the Canadian team, and of course there was this kind of rivalry that my Lumberjack team is better than your one. And unfortunately, no, you could not take video clips of the show, but I took a lot of pictures from it. They was having this sawing a log, and then there was climbing up a little bit higher, and they sort of was not chopping wood with an extremely sharp axe. And there was then, how should I say, they were very skillful, and the lumberjacks also. Whatever, they was just having a rope, they sort of had a little pond there and some logs there, so they could then like spin the logs and stay on top of the water, and they was trying to see if they could kind of spin off the other person that is on was on the same side. So of course, like you were having the Canadians and the people that was barracking from US, so it was sort of like a friendly thing, but it's a little bit like ice hockey. The Canadians can't lose to the US, and the US can't lose, to Canada. So same where I'm from, like Finland ice hockey is a big sport there, and you can lose to everybody else, but you can't lose to Sweden. If you lose to Sweden, that's unforgivable. If you do that, then it's like mourning. The country is in mourning. So the Lumberjack Show was really good. I really enjoyed that. And they was just selling popcorn there and whatever, and then we slowly made our way back to the ship. The ship was kind of good in a way because they had a free movie theater there. Like you could go there and you could get some popcorn and you could watch the movie and it was also all about like Alaska and the gold rush, and I think some Disney movies too, about Disney productions, I should say, actually, about that era. On the ship there was also then different talks. There was one of these native tribe representative that came over there. I think they was called KitKat, their tribe, and they was just talking about their heritage. So younger people are moving to the cities, but the old traditions are still practiced there at some level. I think we also saw some production shows there, like musicals are dancing, but the Holland America, the people that went on the ship, I would say like Cassie and I, we are in our 50s, and in our Cassie is in the mid 50s. I'm in the early 60s. So I felt that we were some of the younger generation there. So consequently, like there was more like the entertainment on the ship was more targeted to the older generation, like card games, a lot of live music, classical music, and some art. Art was for sale there too. Yeah, it was good. The cabin we had was also like it was modern, you know. When we were going from one place to another on the sea days, I often just was sitting on the deck there and just rugged up with a few blankets, and I was sitting just to see the ocean waves going past. I like it. The work I do, if you don't know, I'm a community mental health support worker, so I'm taking. Oh, that was a crowd. So I'm taking clients that live at home or in a hostel that suffers from schizophrenia to hospital appointment, shopping, and other activities, and sometimes you get the insight to the person's life and what has caused these traumas and so, and when it can affect you. So for me it's kind of nice just to chill out, look at the waves going like that, and yeah. The big beautiful mountains with snow, and the calm ocean have a really soothing effect on the soul for me. I like it. And then of course with cabin steward stewards was really good, and waiters at our table. Waiters at our table was from Indonesia, so I kind of very little Indonesian, so I was just talking with them in Indonesia a little bit. Many of them work incredibly hard. The cabin stewards, many are from the Philippines, or they are from Indonesia, and they work. They are like 6 to 9 months contracts and then they can go home, visit their family. Occasionally they get off the ship too. But we was just giving them a little tip in the end of the end of the trip. Now last night when you have dinner, they cannot do this kind of farewell ceremony like go run singing. So I put the video up here for you to see right now. The video, and then we came back to Vancouver and took a flight to Singapore. One day there, I bought some snacks from Singapore, and I will do the last video then about the trip we had. So what did we have today? We had the Alaskan bear poop. Then we had the KitKat. We had a KitKat blueberry. We had a KitKat apple. We had a KitKat lemon. And then we had the Lotte green tea. So which was best? I think the Alaskan bear poop was so original. So I'm voting for it. That was my favorite. And also then, the green tea. And of course then the pu'er tea So guys, thanks again watching my video. This was about the Alaskan trip. It's incredibly beautiful part of the world if you have ever chance to go. I've been just so lucky that I could visit this place of the earth. So thanks again, and hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Plenty space left to do it. One more video coming about my Singapore trip, and then this series is finished. Thanks, take care, be well, and see you on the next one. Thank you, bye.